what is the best type of online personal training program? What really is it? So I want to dig into that today, review it, and then I'm going to show you how to actually set up this type of program in PT Distinction. So let's go and take a look at how this is all going to work. So first of all, before we actually kind of dig into this, I want to say to you that this here is probably the most proven system that we have seen when it comes to running an online fitness business, and more particularly a successful online fitness business. Now, most fitness business mentorships will try and sell you effectively a diet. This is what I try and say to people. The same diet that the mentor did. Now, this works for some, but not for others. And the reason that's important to understand now is what I'm talking about here is not the system that I used in the past necessarily, but very similar to this. It's not the system that, other businesses have gone to. They're actually, I want you to go and follow this program because it worked for me. This here is based on data. And for those of you that don't know, what I run is a company called PT Ninja, and we run a done-for-you service for PT Distinction members. And we also run a course as well for personal trainers that want to build, launch, and grow successful online fitness businesses. The interesting thing about this, especially the done-for-you service, is we've actually been into people's accounts and we've set up the systems that they want. We'll have conversations with the businesses and the coaches. They'll tell us what they want set up and we'll go and build it. And what we do really is fundamentally build the systems that they want in place. And we've done this for years. We've done this for pushing on 8 years now. And when we do this, we get lots of data from these different systems we've set up. And using this data, we can actually see which systems work well and which systems don't. And what's quite interesting, even though people have different goals and ambitions for the business, even though they serve different niches and different markets, there is a system that works across the board. And the majority of the time, when we look at the successful businesses, the ones that have been around for the long term, this is the system that they follow. And that's the system I want to share with you today. And then I'm going to show you how we can go build this inside PT Distinction. So that's what we're digging. That's what I want to explain today. This is not basically just a copy of what worked for me. This is based on data from literally thousands of online fitness businesses. So let's go and dig straight into that. Now, I'm going to start off with this, which is the structure, the overall system that tends to use when it comes to building a successful online fitness business. And we're going to actually dig into how to build this out step by step, all the content, everything in PT Distinction in just a moment. But in order to go and do that, I need you to understand the actual process that we're going to be setting up today together in PT Distinction. And that is this here. Now, you may have seen this before. We call this the super system. So you may have seen it before. It consists of a lead magnet, a flagship offer, and a membership, and also a challenge. Now, I want to take you through each of these stages and explain why this works and why I recommend using something like this. So I'm going to start over here with the lead magnets. Hopefully you can see this on the screen right now. I'm just going to double check to make sure you can. Looks like you can. Awesome. So we're going to start over here, the lead magnet. So our lead magnet is designed to help you attract new leads to sell your services to. That's what the lead magnet is designed to do. And we're going to build a lead magnet inside PT Distinction. Now, there's actually quite a few types of lead magnets you can use. It will really depend on the type of business you're doing, the type of program you want to offer, the type of price point you're going to sell it at. But we have actually found a particular type of lead magnet that works really, really well at converting people who don't really know who you are yet, but convert them quite quickly into paying clients. And it can all be automated through PT Distinction. So I'm going to share that with you as well in just a moment. Now, we always describe the lead magnet as the first date. The idea here is maybe you've got the attention of this particular lead. Maybe that's for your social media content. Maybe that's through some paid advertising. You've got their attention. And now what you're saying is, let's go on a first date and let's see how we get on with each other. That's what a lead magnet is. And I'm going to show you how you can set up something like that in PT Distinction and how you can have the best first dates with your potential client. So they're going to want to continue going on dates with you or continue working with you. Because that's what we're trying to do at the end of the day. We're trying to build a relationship with these clients so that they continue working with us. And that's going to help us make more revenue for our business. So the first date is really important. You've got to make a good first impression. That's what this lead magnet is going to be for. The next step is going to be our flagship offer. So this is going to be your main offer. Now, over at PT Ninja, we tend to recommend you start off with a 12-week program. You of course, you can adapt this and adjust this to suit your type of business. But let's say we're going to start off with a 12-week program, and you want to make sure it's one that can be adapted to suit the approach that you want to take and also to your clients. But this is going to be your main offer. And what I call this is the honeymoon period. So it's like when you first start dating somebody, getting close, you want to kind of go steady with each other. You go for the honeymoon period, everything's really good, and you want to make the most of it. That's what you want to do here. You want to really make the most of this honeymoon period. So you have the best impressions on the particular client. So when they finish that 12-week program, they're going to continue working with you. And that's going to move them into your back end offer, which is this bit over here. It is your membership. So this is your back end offer. So this is the bit that comes after they've gone through this flagship program, this front end offer. And this would normally be a subscription-based membership. This is where we're seeing the most success. And it really is the money maker. The idea is your clients will progress onto this 12-month-long program. In our case, in this example, we're going to use a habit-based coaching program that filters nicely on from the flagship program that we have set up over here. And the idea here is that they'll continue paying you each month. You build enough relationship with them to continue working with you for a longer period of time. And really, most of the money made by online fitness businesses tends to be here, especially the ones that have been around for a long time. You may find some people make quite a lot of money quite quickly using just the flagship offer at the front. The problem is you're constantly having to resell people into the program and you're losing people off the back end. It becomes a lot of hard work. And that's why you see that fluctuation in successes for online fitness businesses. You might get 2-3 years of great results and lots of money coming in, and it seems to die down. It's because they don't have this bit. They don't have this flagship and into a membership. They don't have this front end offer into a back end offer, and they don't have a structure in the front end offer that's going to help move them into that back end offer and retain for the long term. All these things are really, really important when it comes to doing this. Now, they're the three main ones: lead magnet, first date; flagship offer, the honeymoon period; and membership, the moneymaker. They're the three main programs. Again, we're going to go into P distinction in just a moment and take a look at these. Now, down here we have something called the challenge. So this here and this example, and again, this is what we tend to help people set up to start off with over at PT Ninja in the Done For You service and in the academy. This is a 10-day challenge that's designed to clean up any leads that didn't take up your flagship offer. So the idea here is anyone that comes into your lead magnet, if they don't take up the offer to join this flagship program in the first instance, follow the email sequences and things that are going to go out to them, then we can offer them a challenge. And we may offer these challenges to them maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year, depending on how things are going. And the idea here is to bring them in and it's to build up more of that relationship. So it's kind of like going on a first date and then maybe it didn't work too well. So you think, I'm going to go on the second date a little bit later on. You approach them again, maybe a month down the line, and say, let's try again. So I tend to call this the convincer. You're trying to convince them to go on this next date again and then just to actually have a go at this relationship. And that's what we want to try and do with the challenge down here. Now, all these things here can be set up within PT distinction. But what do we focus on first? Obviously, there's a lot of stuff here to think about, a lot of stuff to talk about. What do we go and focus on first? Well, I've laid them all out here in front of you. You can see we have the flagship, membership, lead magnet, and challenge. This is the order I would focus on when doing this. So you want to first start by focusing on the flagship program. This is where you want to be first. So this is going to be your main offer, because the chances are you've already got plenty of leads. Even though you might think, Ash, I need leads, I haven't got leads. Every person, there's no word of a lie, every coach I've worked with over the past, near on 8 years now, where we come to doing stuff like this, and they've said to me, Ash, I don't have any leads. And I've looked at their business and I've found hundreds, not just a few, hundreds of leads that they can then go and contact and convert into paying clients. Hundreds. And that's every single personal trainer I have worked with over the past 8 years. And that is thousands of personal trainers. I'm telling you, you have leads there. You just don't know where to go and find them or where to look for them yet. Now, that's one of the things we actually help people do over at PT Ninja in the academy. But if you understand how to go and do that and find them, this flagship offer should be the first thing you do, because this is the quickest way to bring cash into your business. And by going through this process and having this set up, you can bring cash quickly into your business, which is what you need. At the end of the day, yes, you want to go and help people, but you need money in your business. We then focus on building the membership, because this becomes your back-end offer. So once we've got this flagship set out, we're going to move them into this back-end offer here, into this membership, and then we're going to try and retain them for the long term. So we build this membership off the flagship program. The reason we do that is because we can get feedback from working with people more closely than the flagship program, seeing what they need help with. We take that data and then we adapt this membership program here to suit. And that way you're more likely to retain your clients. It also means that you're not just guessing, because at the end of the day, it's just best guess from our point of view what our clients might need. So by going through this process here, it actually allows you to not use best guess, to actually use data to decide on what needs to go in there. And that's going to make it a lot less work for you in the long term. It means that you can keep putting clients into this program, moving them to the back-end membership. And when they're in here, there's going to be a lot less work for them to go and do, because you've got all the data and all that work in actually nurturing them through that honeymoon period in the flagship program. Make sense? If it does, give me some thumbs up in the comments just to say that makes sense and you follow me so far, or just say yes, Ash, makes sense, and then we'll keep moving on. Then once we've got this right, we have some clients going for our flagship program, people moving into our membership program. We need to be doing things to keep bringing in new leads, because like I mentioned, everyone's got leads there, you just got to try and find them, but you still need to find new leads. You still need to nurture new leads and bring them into your business. And in order to go and do that, you need a way of attracting those leads, so you have a lead magnet. Now, the way I tend to use lead magnets, we tend to follow a structure that works really well for converting people, as I mentioned already. I'm going to show you that in just a second inside Peter Distinction. But over here, you can see we tend to use interviews to create this. So when we're working with people over at Peter the Ninja and we go through this process, what we do is we take client interviews. Those interviews can be used for testimonials, but also for feedback. And we use what we learn from that to generate the type of lead magnet we want to use in order to try and convert more people. And by doing that, that lead magnet will then sit at the front of your funnel, if you like, and start bringing more people into it. Then we do the challenge. We tend to run 3 to 5 of these, and you gain your basis on feedback. So your basis on feedback from the interviews. And in these interviews, you'll be asking people, well, why did you sign up to the flagship program in the first place? What did you enjoy about it? What did you like about it? And we'll use that then to create the challenge itself. So this is the order we tend to do things in. The reason we do it, as I mentioned already, it makes more sense in terms of actually bringing cash into your business. It means you don't have to have it all set up and ready to get started. And it also means that this is being driven by data, which is really, really important when it comes to creating an effective online personal training program. So now we know that. What's all this look like in Peter Distinction? Let's go and take a look, shall we? So here we are inside Peter Distinction. Hopefully you can see this on the screen. Again, just give me some thumbs up if you can see it okay. That'll be great to know. And I'm just going to double check to make sure it is up on the screen. Looks like it is. Cool. Happy days. Looks like we're on the screen. So here we are inside Peter Distinction. And I'm going to show you what this might look like. So I'm actually going to start right from the top. A lot of people, when they go in here, they go into clients' accounts, they go into groups. I'm going to start with things called pre-made packages. Now, if you're not sure what pre-made packages are, make sure you check out the masterclasses, especially module 3. We're going into more detail about that. But you're going to head over to your Burger Ming over here. We're going to look at these pre-made packages. Now, in these pre-made packages, you can see we have a number of things set up. Our lead magnet, our challenge, our flagship program, and our membership program down here. Now, within each of these programs, these packages, you can see we have a number of different groups. Our lead magnet starts with one group. Our challenge has a number of groups in it. Our 12-week program has quite a few groups in, and so does our membership program down here. Now, you'll also notice that if I open these up, you can see in this particular group here, when we go to add groups, we have just our content in. I'm going to show you what this looks like in just a moment in Peter Distinction. Down here in the challenge group, if we open this one up, you'll notice we go into here, we have 2 groups in. Some groups starting straight away, some groups starting on a particular date. This means we can pick the date we want our challenges to actually run for our clients. Now, also in here, we have our remove group section. So you can see here it's removed for the lead magnet group. Now, this is important. We actually do this through this entire setup inside Peter Distinction. Our lead magnets, challenges, flagship program, and membership. As a client progresses through this funnel, for want of a better word, it's actually going to remove old content and replace it with new content. And that's going to do 2 things. It's going to keep everything tidy for your client and not overwhelming them. It's also going to turn Peter Distinction into a kind of CRM, a customer relationship management. So you can see very easily where your clients actually are on this process. And we can do exactly the same thing down here for a 12-week program. You can see in here we actually have all the 12-week program groups all laid out and ready to go in here. All these ones again start immediately with some check-ins starting on Monday and Tuesday. And then we have down here our membership, which is our back-end offer. You can see in here again we have all our groups set up, ready to drip feed out to them. And again, we have our remove groups here to remove any other content. You may also notice we have a lot of remove groups in here, different types of workout groups as well. Now, I'm going to explain why we do it this way, because if you remember, I mentioned what you want to have at the start. We'll go over here and look back at this. So you want to have a 12-week program that allows you to adapt and adjust things very quickly for your clients. We need to make sure we have that in place when it comes to setting up Peter Distinction. So here we are. We have our different pre-made packages. Now, for this example, I'm going to start over here. I'm going to go View, Edit, and I'm going to take this in the Sell Online section. And we're going to use the no payment option for now because we don't take payment. We're doing an example. And it's a lead magnet anyway. And down here, you have some code. And this code is what you're then going to go and put onto your sales page, onto your websites. So the best way to go and do this, even though you don't necessarily need a website in order to be a successful online personal trainer, it makes it easier. And if you can do that and you have a decent website, decent sales pages, decent landing pages, then you can drop this code onto that and people can go and sign up. Now, I'm actually going to go and do this. I'm not going to go put it onto a web page today, but I'm going to go and take this, I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to go and open this up in an incognito tab, and hopefully you can see what I'm about to do on here. I'm going to go and drop this in, and I'm going to go and set up an account in Distinction. So let's just go in here. I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to call myself an Ash, and I'm going to call myself Test 30 May, since that's what it's today. I'm going to do a 30 May plus Ash. Do this properly first. Ash plus 30 May at ptdninja.com. We're going to go and create an account for our client in here. So password 123456. 123456, super secure. Choose my time zone, tell the world I'm not a robot, and click create an account. Now, what that is going to do is that is going to allow us to sign our clients up into our account. So I can download the app now, I can log in, or I can just log in through our website integration on here. So I'm going to go back over into Distinction. I'm going to go to my clients now, and I want to show you what's happened. So with my clients over here, I'm going to go and filter this down to date added. There you can see my new client is automatically added in through that pre-made package. So I'm going to go and click on this and open it up. Now in here, you can see we have our client set up. And if I go over to the group section in the top corner, you can see we have our lead magnet group already added in for our client in here, added in today. And all that content from that group is now being copied into their account. So we have our group set up. Again, all your groups can be found in here. And just remember, your client has no idea they're part of multiple groups or anything like that. It's just a way of you delivering content to them. So now if we go to the schedule, you can see down here, we have our welcome video. Our welcome video is in here all ready to go for them. You can see we have a little video in here. We have some text and information going out that I've made already. In line with that process that I was talking about earlier, it's a system we've seen work. And you can see here the rest of these are going to drip feed out over day 2, day 3, day 4, all automatically for the client. And again, we can find those in here. Now, not only do we have these drip feeding out for the client and all these extra resources for them for the lead magnet, we also have email sequences set up, and we can find them in the email center here. So you can see here, we have our email set up, all going out with them. And the idea here is to move them on to our flagship program. So if you remember back to our little slide thing over here, if we can find it again, we're trying to move them from here, where we are now, into this one. And that's what that email sequence is going to do. So let's say that goes to happen, and start off with, if we go back over to here, go back onto the right page, might help. We have our client set up, and let's say they went for their email sequence and they didn't go and sign up for the flagship program. Well, what we can actually do now is we can offer them the challenge. So how do we offer them the challenge? Well, this is where groups come in handy. So I mentioned earlier, those pre-made packages can remove clients from the groups. Yes? Now, because it removes them from the groups, we know that anybody that's still in our lead magnet group, so if we're going to type in our lead magnet group here, so anyone's in our lead magnet group, anyone that's left in here, we know is yet to purchase something from us, because they would have been removed if they had. So we can actually go onto here, and then when we go onto here, we can go to the message center, and we can go and send a message out to these clients just by clicking email and make them an offer to come and join our challenge. And what we do then is we take that pre-made package with that code, we have it embedded onto a sales page for the challenge, and we send it out to them. And this can be a free challenge, it can be a paid challenge, it doesn't really matter. We get it out to them. The idea is to try and move them that one step closer to purchasing your flagship program. Remember, it's that convincer stage. We're trying to move them into buying that flagship program. So we send this email out, it goes out automatically to every single person who signed up to your lead magnet who has yet purchased the program, because of the system that we have in place. So that email goes out, and let's say they go through that particular challenge. So let's go and see what actually happens when we do that. So I'm going to go over to my pre-made packages. So you can see here we actually have our challenge. I'm going to open this up just to show you. So again, here you can see we have it removing our lead magnet group in here. So that's all set to be removed automatically, and we have our other groups set up. So I'm going to go into here, and let's imagine this was on a sales page. Let's imagine that this has been sent out to them on that email that we've just done. We've got an email sequence as well. We can pre-schedule these into the future too, so they all go out all automatically, so you have a full sequence following up with them. And we're going to go and pop our details into here. Now, as long as they use the same email address and password, it will all work in the logout. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's assume there's no payment on this one because I switched it off. Click create an account, and you'll see now it's going to let me go through and log back in again. But what's happened? So let's go back into PT Distinction. Let's now go back to our groups. And you can see inside here now, if I type in my lead magnet group, Oh, look, one of the clients has now gone down because our clients now moved from that group into our challenge one. So if we actually go back to our test client that we've got set up, we can actually see in here now, if I go onto day added, you can see here we have our test client, but now things have changed. You'll notice down here it says no workouts. Now you're saying this needs to be scheduled. So things have changed slightly. If we open this up and we go to our schedule in here, you'll see we have the welcome document for our challenge, but the rest of the lead magnet stuff has disappeared. Now you'll also notice we have some challenge workouts in here. We have some of the workout documents for the challenge, again, ready to drip feed out for that particular client. So everything's now happening all automatically for them in here. Okay, so that's our challenge setup. But we can do exactly the same thing with our lead magnet. So we can move them from this into our flagship program. We've got lead magnet to challenge. Now we're going to go into a flagship program. So let's do exactly the same process. They've gone through this. They've got all the email sequences. Again, let's open up so you can see all the email sequences near drip feeding out to them. These email sequences, there'll be more of them drip feeding out to the client over time, because if you remember, we had some groups starting automatically on the date. So we had it in the past on the 1st of January. So we'll have emails going out based on whatever date we've set on that group that, if you remember, we shown you earlier on. So you can automate all of this process. So now what we can do is we can go and say, okay, this client really loves this and they're going to sign up to our flagship program. So again, we're going to have these email sequences going out to them. They think, actually, I've loved this challenge. I've really enjoyed it. Let's get them into our flagship program. So you can see here we have all these groups being added in. And if we go onto our remove groups, you can see we have our challenge groups going to be removed from here. So let's go through that process one more time. So let's imagine this is on a sales page that's linked to emails that are going out to them. We're going to go and add a client into this one here, like so. I'm going to go and pop in our details again for them to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to go on here. I'm going to go and create an account for them just like so. So the account's now been created. We go back into here and you're going to get the idea what's going to happen. We're not going to go for everything here, don't worry, but I'm going to give you an idea what's going to happen. So now we've gone into our client's account. We can see when we filter this down, date added. You can see here now we have some change from now running scheduled workouts. So if we click on here and we're going to look at the group section, we can see that everything's been automatically updated. It's removed all the challenge content. It's removed all the lead magnet content and put them into our flagship program. So now we have everything ready and working for them. We have all the content scheduled out for their full program with all their workouts in. You can see we have the workouts scheduled out and ready. We have all our coaching items scheduled out and ready for them. Everything's starting to drip feed out automatically. Now, I mentioned it's important to have a system that allows you to adapt and adjust this really quickly. Well, that's exactly what this program does. So when you set it up like this using those multiple groups, and you go through this kind of approach where you have the lead magnet, challenge, flagships, and so on, you can make adjustments really quickly. So when this client, say, signs in, they will log in automatically because they'll get automated emails through, and they will fill in all their onboarding forms. All that onboarding form information will appear on their activity, and now I can start making changes. So maybe from that, we want to make a change in their program. So I'm going to go to groups. Maybe we say actually we want to have different workouts for them. So I'm going to hit remove automated workouts. And it's going to get rid of the workouts because leave everything else in place, all the tracking, all the resources, everything. And I'm going to go on here, and I know this person wants to do a 3-day home workout, something along those lines, or maybe a 4-day home workout. Let's do it. So beginner, home, 3-day. Perfect. Click next. I'm going to get to start straight away, but I can get to start on a particular day if I want to. And happy days. I've now just changed their workout program for the next 12 weeks. That quick. Literally that quick. Maybe for our coaching content, I actually want to work on habits more than maybe calorie counting, which is what we've got set up here automatically. So I'll click on my 3 dots here. I can click remove that content, and I can start putting some habits in for them. So I can go onto my groups up here. I can type in protein because I want to go and work on that first. And I want to work on that for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to drop that in, start straight away. And then I'm thinking in 2 weeks' time, I want to work on another habit. So I can click on here. Maybe I want to do carbs based on activity. Click on that one. Click next. But this time I'm going to pick a date in the future, say 2 weeks' time from today, whenever that will be. Yeah, let's just go around. We're in June now, aren't we? So let's go. Well, we'll be going into June. Hit confirm, and they can see that's now drip feeding out for them. And I can start building out this program however I want to, completely customizing things for this particular client. And again, you can see how it's updating the schedule for them just by moving those groups around. And that's called group stacking. So these two techniques here, having that kind of system that I've talked about and setting up your peak distinction in this way, is really one of the most effective ways of handling clients and bringing new leads. In fact, we've worked with people, some who've had almost up to 400 active clients at once that they've been managing through this and still giving that personal touch to them. So they've used our systems to bring in those clients and to go and service them as well and to retain them for the long term, using exactly what you're seeing on the screen right now. So there you go. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's giving you some ideas of how you can actually get your P-Distinction all set up and put in a system that's been proven to work time and time again. At least I hope it has anyway. Now, before we go, I do want to quickly talk about something with you and introduce something called the Academy Cohort, which is also included in our full Done For You setup. Now, this is going to go live on Monday. So there's not too much time left. We have a lot of spaces that have gone already. We've talked about this over in our group, in our own PT Ninja group. We've got loads of emails and stuff going out, which you may have seen. So you may have heard about this already. If you haven't, then I want to quickly go through it with you now so you can just take a look and see what's actually involved. Now, first up, if you have joined the Gold Done For You service in the past 30 days, you're in this automatically. We'll send you details through and you'll be in this and you're ready to go. For everyone else, this is how you can get involved. If you haven't guessed, we're going to set up everything that you've seen today and a lot more. So let me explain it to you. Here's what to expect with the Academy Cohort. You're going to get the full Gold Done For You service. We'll set up your lead magnet, your challenge flagship program, and year-long membership, including all the content, all the workouts, and the automations in your own app using P2Distinction. So you'll see everything we've seen today, all those extra groups, the content, the resources, everything already pre-done, all the emails, the lot will all be in there done. We'll also then build and write your landing and sales pages to make sure everything's integrated seamlessly to ensure that when your clients do go through this process, they're more likely to move from lead magnet into flagship, into your membership and retain for the long term. We'll then work with you over the next 90 days to launch your online fitness business. We're going to set up your flywheel, which is a way of constantly bringing in new leads and convert them into paying clients. And we're going to help you make double your investment back within those 90 days. We actually guarantee this as well, so I'll talk about that in just a second. And we're going to build out all the systems for you to grow a long-term sustainable fitness business using P2Distinction. Now, as a cohort member, you'll also have exclusive access to weekly business coaching calls to set targets, provide training, and hold you accountable throughout this whole process. And on top of that, you're also going to get lifetime access to our OPTC course that covers everything you need for building, launching, and growing a successful online fitness business. You'll also get extra access to our academy where you get 2 weekly coaching calls, a private community with access to both myself and my business partner, Jed, to help support you when you need it the most. So all of this is included with this new cohort. And as I mentioned, we're going to guarantee it as well. So unless you earn double your investment back within the next 90 days, so with 90 days of signing up, unless you earn double your investment back, I'll personally work with you one-on-one until you do to make sure that actually happens. So let's just quickly recap on that. We're only taking on 15 people for this particular cohort. 15 people, and I think 4 spaces have gone already. We only launched this morning, so 4 spaces have gone already. 15 people in total is what we're taking on for this, and all you need to do is purchase the Gold Done For You service before the 3rd of June. So before Monday next week, you need to purchase the Gold Done For You service. That'll include everything set up for you, so no more worrying about the tech content systems, so you can focus on your business and getting clients. So include 12 weeks of business coaching. So yes, for the normal investment of the Gold Done For You service, you'll receive an extra 12 weeks of business coaching and support from myself and Jed for free. You get access to all the PT Ninja services. You'll have access to the PT Ninja portal, the OPTC course, the white label library, the academy services, and all the support, training, and resources that come with it. And we'll also have the 90-day guarantee in there as well, because we know this stuff works. We want to make sure this is a no-brainer investment for you into your business. I want to ensure you make double your investment back. We'll literally work with you until you do completely for free. So if you're interested in doing this, all you need to do is just drop a comment below. I'll put the links and details for the Gold Done For You service and join this cohort below as well. Now, once all the spaces have gone, it will let you know on the sales page. So if you go onto the sales page and it say the cohort is full, then just know if you sign up, you'll just be put into the next cohort. But for this one, which is happening this month instead of waiting another month for it, for this one, you go on there, it doesn't say that, sign up for the goals, you'll get automatically enrolled into this cohort and get all those extra bonuses that I've talked about. If you want to find out more about this, feel free to reach out, drop me a message, and I'll chat about it with you and hopefully help you out with that. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much, everybody, and I shall see you all at the next training.